Information on the return to the classroom for students across the country. The American Academy of Pediatric says children should go back to school in person this fall, despite the coronavirus pandemic. They say the way children could be affected physically and mentally if they don't return to school outweighs the risk of the virus.
We've seen massive public health consequences to these school closures. In terms of virtual dropouts, we cannot afford as a country to keep our schools locked down for another year.
WAAY 31's Ashley Carter spoke to parents today about what they think about the recommendation and how it's impacting their decision on which school option they'll take for the fall.
She is an extremely major social butterfly, so having her home all the time is just really hard.
Felicity Flippin has 2 daughters. One is starting pre-K in the fall. She says she still hasn't decided if she's sending her children back to school in person. She's weighing all options and taking in as much information as she can before making a final decision.
Definitely a bit of a concern, but I've also been working out in the public since day one, for the most part off and on until recently. And, so far we've been okay and haven't caught anything.
The American Academy of Pediatrics says having children learn in person is very important, and children are at a lower risk of getting the virus. They say keeping kids at home can have a negative impact on their social skills and cause them to socially isolate themselves. One parent I spoke to agrees.
We feel like it's important for our child to socialize, especially because I'm a stay-at-home mom, so my son's been with me for the last 5 years. We get out, he has play dates, but I do feel like it's important for him to have that socialization in a classroom setting and at school.
Deanna Robinson also has 2 children. She said she and her husband had many conversations and decided to send their children back to school in the fall.
It's essential for my son to learn with a teacher in kindergarten, and our daughter has done so well at the school, and they've done a great job as far as her catching the flu or anything else, so we feel like this will work out perfectly with them going physically.
The American Academy of Pediatrics says schools should find feasible ways to keep children distant, including reducing classroom sizes, masking, and proper ventilation. Robinson says she had a conversation with her children about what's going on, so she feels like that'll help them know how to personally keep themselves and others safe.
I'm not terrified that they'll come home with this virus. I think they know what they need to do.
Both Robinson and Flippin are awaiting for their children's school districts to release the reopening plan, but they say they intend to have their children return to school with masks on. In Madison County, Ashley Carter, WAAY 31 News.